Hi, Cole Harbour, and welcome to our first live YouTube stream of the Cole Harbour Lions Maker Circle. It's like, oh, no, there we go. My microphone is working. Okay, so for this Maker Circle, the purpose is to raise awareness for cancer research, and cancer patients. It is one of the Lions International's key focuses is childhood cancer. No child deserves cancer, yet lymphomas, leukemias, and other forms of disease common in children are the stark reality for many Canadian youth and their families. There is both heartache, but there's also hope. The most common cancers for the ages between 0 and 14 years old are central nervous system cancers, which are at 18%, leukemia at 35%, and lymphoma at 13%. 83% of 5-year childhood cancer survival rate. Cancer is Canada's leading cause of disease-related death in children. The average distance to cancer treatment is 400 kilometers. And that's just Canada. Globally, childhood cancer looks a lot bigger. Childhood cancer survival rates are likely higher than those in adults. And I think we all can relate to these numbers and possibly have had experiences in our families or with friends who are affected by cancer. You can find supports and services at the Canadian Cancer Society website. If you click on the supports and services in the top bar and scroll down to our services and click find services in your community, you can use their community service locator. The Cole Harbour Lions Club Maker Circle is part of the community service locator, where you can order mastectomy prostheses, headscarves, and other items to supporting family and friends in the community who have been affected by cancer. You can also donate any of these materials or items to the Cole Harbour Lions Club, and myself will provide them to the community free of charge as a nonprofit organization. We will mail these items out to community members who need them. You can also visit Knitted Knockers of Canada for mastectomy prostheses services and patterns. They also have YouTube videos so that if you're a new maker and not an experienced maker, you can look into the patterns and find something that works for you. We supply in our knit kits a pattern that uses 2 needles instead of 6. But we can also provide the 6-needle pattern or a crochet pattern. With our knit kits, you simply sign up by emailing coleharbourlions@hotmail.com and providing your name and mailing address. We will send you a kit. The kits come in an envelope like this, and they contain the needles that you will need, a crochet hook in case that is the pattern you wish to use. It contains 2 balls of cotton yarn. The patterns that you will be using to make your prostheses. And when you have finished, it has all the information for mailing back your finished prostheses to be distributed to a community member who needs it. The postage is already paid for, and an mailback envelope is provided within this kit. We have a number of patterns, including the crochet pattern, the 6-2 needle knitting patterns, and they're provided by different supporters. So you can use the Knitted Knocker Worked Flat pattern, which is a free pattern provided by knittedknockersusa.org. The Knitted Knockers Canada provides a 6-needle pattern, and it is available to download online at their website. You can also send your knitted knockers to Knitted Knockers Canada following the instructions on their website. And they also provide the crochet pattern that we use. Because crocheting provides like a thicker, a thicker knocker, you're more than welcome to crochet using an acrylic yarn for a swimming prostheses. But we advise that you steer away from acrylic yarns, as they can be irritating to the skin. And that's why, if you are looking to purchase your own yarn and pursue this wonderful endeavor, you should look for cotton yarns. By performing in this amazing, fantastic, wonderful service, you're giving women back their confidence after a mastectomy. You can send all donations to myself. My name is Emma, and you can inquire about shipping addresses at coleharbouralliance@hotmail.com. We also accept recycled glasses with our program Lions Recycle for Sight. At all of our events and activities, have a look for the recycled glasses boxes or bags where you can leave your old, used, but still repairable and reusable glasses. In those boxes or bags for us to repurpose and recycle to provide much needed glasses and sight for community members in need. For more information, if you want to keep up to date on our social media platforms, you can follow us on YouTube at Cole Harbour Lions Club, Facebook at Cole Harbour Lions, Instagram at Cole Harbour Lions Club, and on Twitter at Cole Lions. As promised, I'm going to do a short demonstration on working with fiber, and I'll start from the beginning with carding the wool. There are 2 types of wool that I'm going to use today, Shetland and Merino. After picking and carding, I will do a demonstration on spinning, applying, and then finally show the finished product after it's been knit into a rectangle. So these are my carders here. They're Ashford carders from New Zealand, and all of the techniques and knowledge that I have developed over the years was passed on by my mother, from watching her card wool and dye it and spin it on her spinning wheel. This is Shetland. It has been washed, so the natural oils are no longer in the fiber. Some makers leave the oils in the fiber because they find it easier to spin afterwards. But if the oils are left in the fiber for a long period of time, it becomes sticky and hard to work with, and it will gum up your carders. So after it's been washed, it will still have little bits of straw and hay and sometimes even rocks. So you want to pick out all those little bits of things that are not fiber. And then you'll take one of your carders and just sort of pull it through the tongs and there. Again, I'm not an expert. I learned everything from watching my mom. She is an amazing fiber artist. If we were able to do the Maker Circle on the 23rd, you might have had the opportunity to meet her. She was going to do a demonstration and workshop on fiber art and spinning. She dyes all of her own fiber, and some of this Shetland fiber is white, so we would be able to dye it. It's not really possible to dye a black fiber or a really dark brown fiber, but this sheep had both colors, so some black came off with the white. So with carding, you're going to rock it and pull, rock it and pull, rock it and pull, and you're running the fiber through the wire, or the combs, I guess you would say. And it makes it nice and fluffy and airy and workable for when you spin it. So it's much fluffier now. And then when we're done carding it, we're going to roll it back off of the carder. And this is what you can spin. And you can spin even without a drop spindle or a spinning wheel. The active spinning is just twisting the fiber. So you could sit here and spend a very long time pulling and twisting the fibers together to make a thread. I have some dyed merino. I'll put these carders aside. And this is one of my drop spindles. It used to be my mom's, and she gave it to me before I moved out for college. And I have been using it for several years now. The trick about a drop spindle is that it needs to be balanced, otherwise it'll wave sort of left and right. And this drop spindle was balanced, but over years and getting wet and cold and hot, it's not quite as balanced anymore. As you can see, it kind of sort of rocks side to side when you spin it. So you're going to just hold your thread and spin it. And You can go as thin or as thick as you want. It takes a bit of practice. The goal is to sort of have it even. This is what happens after you've carded it. This was machine carded and dyed using chemical dyes. So you get these vibrant yellows and blues and greens and purples. And there are two ways. To spin, there's a long draw, which involves pulling it, and then the thicker sections of the yarn will still draw out, where the spin will be tighter in the thinner sections of your yarn. And then more commonly with a drop spindle, you'll hold your hands closer together and simply work the yarn between your fingers. After you have a long enough thread, you wind it onto your drop spindle and keep going from there. I have just a piece of doweling, so when I'm done spinning on as much fiber as will fit on my drop spindle, once it becomes too heavy, your yarn will start snapping because it isn't able to hold the weight of the yarn anymore. You can, there's a technique. All you need is a stick to make a double pull ball. And after you've made your double pull ball, you can ply your yarn. This is a double ply that I'm currently working on. You want to make sure that you're spinning it in the opposite direction that you spun each of these strands, so that they kind of hug together and almost naturally cling to each other, and it makes it a stronger wool. This is completely usable to knit or crochet. So this drop spindle, my dad made it for me when I was in high school. It is not nearly as balanced as my other drop spindle, as you can see. So I only use it for plying. But I hardly need to spin it at all because the fiber wants to twist on itself when you're plying. And because it's a double pull ball that I have made, I don't need to have two balls of yarn that I'm trying to ply together. I can simply just unravel both ends as I go. And then you have your yarn. And then after it is plied onto your drop spindle, you can take it off and make another double pull ball, or you can just crochet right off of, or knit right off of the doweling that you transferred onto. And when you're finished, this is merino that has been knit into a square for demonstrations. And it is a 2-ply in merino. So if you want to learn a little bit about the sheep that we were going to use the fiber from at the demonstration. So the Shetland sheep is made of the Shetland Isles, and it is located in the North Sea off the coast of Scotland. In this remote, rugged, and harsh environment, the Shetland developed over 1,000 years to become a hardy and self-reliant sheep. It is kept primarily for its fine and soft fleece, and it appears in a range of 11 natural colors. As you can see, that single sheep had 2 colors, a black and a white patterning. So their fleece is known for being fine and soft, and between 20 and 25 microns. Microns are a unit of measurement to measure the diameter of the fiber. It represents the fineness of a fiber. So a finer fiber is going to be softer and airier than a fleece that might have a fiber micron count of 25 microns. The merino sheep is the oldest established breed in the world, and the merino is named after the nomadic Berber tribe of North Africa, who brought their sheep with them to Spain in the 12th century. After 1786, the Spaniards relaxed the ban on exports of stock, and the hardy, drought-tolerant merinos spread throughout the world as a predominant wool-producing sheep. Their micron count is 24 microns, and they are known for having fine, thick, and bulky fleece. It is very warm from experience. I grew up with a family that raised Angora sheep, and not sheep, rabbits, Angora rabbits, and their fiber is very fine and very short and very difficult to work with. So it is easier to work with a middle ground micron count of between 21 and 24 microns. It is easier to work with and pull and not as sticky or floaty. You're not working with fiber that's going to just float away on you. That's a little bit about the sheep that we're working with. My aunt donated the Shetland yarn for the Maker Circle. So anyone who wants to learn about spinning or participate in the Maker Circle has access to the 2 bags of Shetland sheep's wool and donated spindles. The merino there's some smaller bags of merino donated to the Maker Circle. If you are a new maker and you would like to learn or have a mentor, let us know at coleharbourlions@hotmail.com. We will pair you up with an experienced maker who can help with learning how to crochet or knit or preparing yarn. Again, you can follow us at Cole Harbour Lions Club on YouTube, at Cole Harbour Lions on Facebook, Cole Harbour Lions Club on Instagram, and at Cole Lions on Twitter. Thank you, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye.